Hello everyone and welcome to Next Genius Webinars. In this video, we are going to learn about the various different application deadlines, the various different ways to apply different dates and deadlines, important dates that you must be aware of when you are applying to colleges in the US. Let's get started. All right, so when you apply to colleges in the US, the first website that you must be aware of is the CommonApp. CommonApp is the portal which has over 800 colleges listed on it. And it's a portal through which you can apply to close to 800 colleges in the US and maybe some of them in the UK as well and other countries too. August 1 is the date that you must keep in mind. August 1 is when the CommonApp rolls over. I'm not saying that the CommonApp opens on August 1, but it rolls over. That means, although you can start working on your CommonApp much earlier in the process, but August 1 is when the application for the next academic year opens up. Let's say if you are going to college in 2023-24, then let's say if you're starting college in August 2024, then you need to start your CommonApp on August 1, 2023, or your CommonApp will roll over on August 1, 2023, right? That makes sense? All right, so August 1 is a key date for you to know. CommonApp, again, next is the different types of deadlines. So when you apply to the colleges in the US, there are various different deadlines that you need to be aware of. It can get confusing as you move through the process. And I'm not going to go into a lot of details of this different kinds of deadlines, but let me just share a little information about all of them. So the first one is EA. EA is a deadline. It's called early action. It's non-binding, non-committal. It means if you can apply to as many colleges as you want in the EA deadline format. Now, EA means early action means that you're ready with all your application work early and that you are ready to submit to the college by November 1 itself. Most of the EA1 deadlines are around November 1. ED, on the other hand, is a binding deadline. It means if you're applying to college by the ED route, it means you are bound by the US application systems and by the NACAC laws, and then that you accept that if you're accepted at the college, then you will enroll over there. Now, there are a lot of fine prints about EA, ED, and I'm not going to get into that because we already have another video on EA and ED, the link to which will be posted in the description. But that's a little bit of what ED means. On the other hand, what REA means, REA is restrictive early action, which prevents you from applying early to any other college. So if you are applying by the REA route to a college, let's say you are applying REA to Stanford, that means you can only apply early to Stanford. It's non-binding. That means it's not like ED that if you are accepted, you need to go there, but you cannot apply early to any other college. ED2 is a deadline which is closer to the regular decision deadline, but the rules are the same. ED means it's a binding process, and that if you are accepted there, it's your top priority college, it's your top preference, and that if you get accepted there, you would be delighted to go over there. So ED2 deadlines are usually closer to RD deadlines, that's regular decision deadlines, which are somewhere close to January 1. And finally, rolling deadlines are the deadlines which means that the university will continue accepting the applications unless their class is full. So the rolling deadlines are somewhere towards the early July for the following year when you're starting your classes. So basically, if your college starts in August, then the rolling application would mean that the college would continue accepting applications until June or July, about 1 month prior to the start date of the college. So let's see a few case studies. Let's start off with BU, Boston University. So see, Boston University has 3 application deadlines for the September start in 2022. You can either apply ED or regular decision or ED2. The early decision deadline is 1st of November 2021. The regular decision deadline is 4th of January 2022. And again, ED2 deadline is 4th of January 2022. That means if you are applying in the regular deadline date, you can either select the regular decision deadline or the early decision 2 deadline. Early decision means if you're damn sure that you want to go to BU and that if you get accepted, you would definitely enroll and go with this ED2 deadline, right? Now, few things to take care of. First is the deadlines keep on changing year from year. So right now, if BU says that it's 4th of January It might mean that the next year they can change it to 5th of January or 15th of January or even 1st of January. So you need to be updated of all of these, about all of these deadlines year after year. If you are in grade 11 or grade 10 right now, just make sure that you are checking the deadlines for that particular year. Yeah. Let's check another case. Let's see the case of Georgia Tech. Now, Georgia Tech, again, it has EA1, EA2, and regular decision deadline. Now, EA1, when you see the fine prints, this deadline is available only to the state of Georgia residents, and the EA2 deadline, which is on 1st of November 2021, is open to everyone across the world. So EA1 or the regular EA deadline is available only to Georgia residents. EA2 deadline is open for everyone, and then the regular decision deadline is 5th of January 2022. Let's see another case. Let's see the case of Harvard. So Harvard offers REA and regular decision deadline. REA means if you are applying restrictive early action, then you can only apply early to Harvard and you cannot apply to EA or ED to any other college in the early action deadline format. The regular decision deadline is January 1. So as you can see, most regular decision or RD deadlines are around Jan 1. Some colleges will have it exactly on Jan 1. Some will have it on 5th of January. Some will have it on 15th of January. And some colleges even have it on 1st of February, 10th of Feb, 15th of Feb. And some even have their RD deadlines on 1st of March. So there is a whole bracket, a range of dates possible, but a majority of them will have it on January 1. A majority of highly selective colleges will have their regular decision deadlines on Jan 1 or Jan 4th or Jan 5th in the first week of January. Whereas at the same time, a majority of highly selective colleges and universities will have their EA or REA or ED1 deadlines on 1st of November or somewhere around 1st to 5th of November. That's a little bit about the basic deadlines. Now let's see what rolling deadlines are. So Arizona State University, one of the large public universities, have follow the rolling admissions format. So if you are going to college, let's say in the fall of 2022, then the application will continue to be open until 29th of July 2022. So really they are just closing extremely close to the college start date. The college usually would start in August or early September, but they will continue to accept applications until the very end of July. That does not mean that international students should apply so late, because then you have a lot of other things to take care of. You have visas and a lot of different, you need to select the courses, you need to book your flights and all. So for you, this date won't make so much sense, but yes, their application continues to be open until this date for the fall admissions. All right, so before moving forward to other kinds of deadlines, let me also tell you a little bit about the notification date or the scholarship notification, admission notification dates. So when you apply EA or ED or REA, in most cases, you would get your notification or you would get the admission decision by 15th of December. And if you're applying ED2 or RD, in most cases, you would get your admission decisions by March 15th or by first week of April. All right, let's move forward and talk about scholarships and financial aid deadlines. So when you're applying to colleges, again, you need to submit your CSS profile and accompanying paperwork, your tax documents, and things like that. And for that also, there are specific deadlines which are provided by the colleges. So if you talk about Harvard, the CSS profile submission deadline for Harvard, if you're applying REA, it's the same as the application deadline, which is November 1. But if you're applying regular decision, then you can submit the CSS profile by Feb 1. So the regular decision deadline for Harvard, application deadline is Jan 1, but the CSS profile can go until Feb 1, right? But in the restrictive EA format, the application deadline as well as the CSS profile deadline, submission deadline is November 1, right? So that is one. Let's see at NYU. At NYU, again, the deadline to submit your financial aid if you're applying to as a regular decision applicant is Feb 20th, and so you need to submit your CSS profile, or if you are a US citizen, then you need to submit your FAFSA as well. And here are some dates and deadlines. If you are applying early, then what is the date to submit your financial paperwork? If you are applying regular decision, then what are the dates to submit your financial paperwork? Like this, and when I say financial paperwork, it means a CSS profile or tax papers and things like that. Moving forward, let's talk about the portfolio and special programs. So if you're applying for programs like music or theater, drama, even architecture programs, there are some special dates that you need to take care of. Usually the deadlines to submit your music portfolio or audition for music programs is earlier, and you need to be aware of that. So let's first see the case at Ithaca College. Ithaca is one of the best, a top liberal arts college located in the city of Ithaca, right next to Cornell University. And if you're applying for music and theater programs, then the regular decision application is December 1. So although the regular decision application is Jan 1 for all the other programs, but for music and theater programs, you need to apply by December 1, because following that, there are interviews, there are auditions, a lot of things to take care of. So December 1 is the deadline. Let's see another case. Let's see the case at Stanford. At Stanford, the first year applicant submitting an art portfolio must submit the application. If you're applying REA, the regular REA, the normal REA deadline is 1st of November. But if you are submitting your art portfolio, then you need to submit your application by October 15, and then you need to submit other required items by November 1. Same way, if you're applying regular decision, the application deadline for all the other programs is for 5th of January, but for students submitting an art portfolio, it's 5th of December, and they need to submit all the other required items by 5th of January. So again, if you're applying for special programs, art, theater, drama, architecture, or if you're submitting a portfolio, you must take care of the special deadlines that you're applying to. Again, there are a few more things that I wanted to cover over here. First is, if you're applying for scholarships, there are early scholarship deadlines for specific programs, and I've covered scholarships to some amazing universities in a different video, which you can check out on our YouTube channel. But they have special application deadlines for scholarship programs as well. At this moment, I would like to thank Neeraj Mandana, who is the founder at the Next Genius Webinars and also an independent counselor, for providing content for this video. You can learn more about Neeraj's work on his website, neerajmandana.com. All right, let's talk about UC, or University of California deadlines. So as University of California, there are 9 UCs out there that you can apply to, and the application deadlines for all of those UCs is November 30th. Let's look into a little more details. So when you go on the UC website, you can submit your application any date. Your application can start as early as August 1, and you can submit it between November 1 and November 30th, November 30th being the deadline. And they're very specifically, very clearly mentioned a lot of details on their website. Application opens on August 1. UCs don't offer scholarships to international students, but of course, domestic or US citizens need to fill their FAFSA, their Cal Grant verification form if you're applying for financial aid. Between November 1 and November 30th, you can submit your application to the UCs. The notifications will start coming in. Notifications are the decisions, the admission decisions. They'll start coming in from March 1 and will be sent until March 31st. May 1 is when you need to submit the statement of intent to register. That is your, you want to enroll with the UCs. That's what SIR is. Then finally, by July 1, your counselors, your school needs to submit your official transcripts to the college electronically. And if you are, if you are taking the APs or IB exams, then all of those details must go in by July 15th. More on that a little later. So that's the deadlines for the UCs. Let's learn about the Next Genius Scholarship Program. The Next Genius Scholarship Program is India's largest undergraduate abroad scholarship program. And let's see what the dates for Next Genius is. So when you're applying for scholarships through the Next Genius Scholarship Program, you need to submit your application by 15th of November. Next Genius offers full tuition scholarships to study in the US, and you can learn more about Next Genius on next-genius.com. Okay, other things, other dates, important dates. May 1 is the deposit deadline. What is the deposit or the enrollment deposit deadline? It's the date by which you need to confirm to the college by paying a small $300 or $500 enrollment deposit as a token that yes, I'm interested in enrolling and this is my deposit. And following that, they'll send you additional materials. You'll have to submit the additional forms, and that's how you express to the college that yes, I'm coming to you and I'm coming to your college and I'm enrolling with you. other dates to know of, you need to submit your grade 12 results. Your counselor need to submit by early July, usually July 1 to July 15th. Your school, your counselor will receive a notification. You will also receive a notification from the university that the final board exam results, if you are an Indian curriculum student, or your AP or your IB exam results, you need to submit by this date. Then once you're accepted, once you've submitted all of that, you need to submit a lot of forms that the university will continue to send you about housing, about course selection, and any other form. That all that will happen between June and July. Visa processing and interview. An F1 student visa can be issued up to 120 days in advance of the start date of your academic year. So if your college starts in August, so 120 days or roughly 4 months before the start date, you can get your F1 visa. You will only be allowed to enter in the US with an F1 visa up to 13 days before your joining date. And finally, arrival on campus and orientation. So once you are accepted, once you've completed all the formalities, usually the date that colleges give you to arrive on campus is starts from August 1. So a lot of them will say, okay, arrive here by August 1, August 10, August 15, all the way from August till early September. Those dates vary. So that's a little bit about different dates and deadlines. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, subscribe to our channel, share it with your friends. And if you would like us to make a video on the SAT and ACT dates and deadlines, or the AP dates and deadlines, just put that in the comments. And if there are more than 20 comments, and we'll make a video on that. Thank you so much for listening to this so patiently. I hope you have a great day.